So recently, the XRP Ledger EVM sidechain went live on the mainnet. This was on June 30th. It has been a week and roughly 3 days now since this went live. And let's just say it's been very exciting to watch this explode. First and foremost, you could track everything within the XRP Ledger now from Dune, okay? We could see the total transactions. We could see the transactions today, transactions yesterday, all that. I could even update this, refresh it real quick for you guys. But what's crazy about this is it's showing us that the network activity is starting to pick up. Obviously, it's not as big as like going back here where we were seeing these crazy daily transactions, but we're still pretty steady. And we're actually in a nice uptrend, which tells us that the actual ledger use value is starting to increase, and the volume and the value itself is starting to increase, and the engagement from the community on the actual ledger is also starting to increase. This is because of the AMM. This is because of new dapps launching on the XRP Ledger, meme coins on the XRP Ledger as well. Whatever the case may be, we're starting to see a very significant amount of growth. Even the new accounts. I mean, guys, this is crazy to watch. If we look at this, okay, since roughly the new year, we were at 6.355 million. We're at 7.2, almost 7.3 million total accounts. New accounts are getting added every single day, about roughly 3,000 plus per day. Yesterday it was 3,000, almost 400. Today it's about 3,000, almost 200. And daily active users with 7-day moving average as well. You know, we're seeing some nice big spikes here. This is because of course, the market, but we're still pretty active. I mean, for the most part, we have about 20,000+ daily users, and also average daily users on the 7-day is over 20,000 plus as well. So the overall network is being utilized in a big way, which we love to see. And this leads me to the sidechain. How is this going to impact the network? Well, I do think that's going to be very bullish for the network. Why? Because we have over here from Pierce's Technology, this got posted on the 7th. So technically speaking, this was 1 week. 1 week after the EVM sidechain went live. The need for smart contracts on XRP is crystal clear. Almost 1.4 thousand smart contracts deployed on the mainnet in just 1 week. Guys, this could lead to 1,400 new projects launching on the XRP Ledger. This is insane to see. We always knew that the EVM sidechain was going to be huge for the XRP Ledger, but this really gives us an insight on just how crazy it is, right? Almost 1.4K smart contracts, 128 total tokens, total XRP transfers, 1.6K. I mean, total transactions over almost 18,000. We love to see it, okay? And we also got an update just recently on the 9th that Justin, XRP EVM sidechain surpasses $105 million in total value locked. This was also very fast. And if we actually look at this, let me open this up in a new tab just so that you guys can see. We could see the symbols, the source, the destination, quantity, price, TVL as well. We could look and track all of this. And the XRP Ledger EVM, it's becoming a powerhouse. It's becoming a powerhouse, and it's happening in a very fast way. I mean, just 1 week after, to see smart contracts going this crazy, to see TVL this crazy as well, it just goes to show you how much demand there was for the EVM sidechain on the XRP Ledger. Now, we also got a video clip from Crypto Airy. Big shout to Crypto Airy for this. This is Luke Judge's director at Ripple. We have, this is a rocket ship taking off to the moon. This is regarding the EVM sidechain and that powerful unlock of the Ethereum ecosystem. The XRP Ledger has basically been an island, an unknown for the rest of crypto for over 13 years. Check it out.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Luke Judges, Partner Director at Ripple, and more specifically, Ripple X. This is a rocket ship taking off to the moon, right? We're in the best industry.
And by the way, here we have the addressable DeFi and institutional finance market. Today, DeFi, 120 billion, tokenized assets by 2033, 19 trillion. The global credit market, $130 trillion. Again, we are seeing drops of water right now in this space.
Changing traditional finance now. This is one of the biggest opportunities in the market, and it's the best place to work. Crypto is here to stay. The XRPL, as I said, was built for financial use cases on day one, and it has been for over a decade. It's robust. It has protocol-level financial primitives built into the chain from day one, such as the DEX, the AMM. There's an upcoming lending protocol, all built directly into the chain and accessible via a set of simple APIs. But there's problems. No one can deny that the XRPL is not particularly programmatic. And even David Schwartz, our CTO, said he didn't believe that Vitalik would get Turing-complete smart contracts working as efficiently as he did. And it was impressive even back then, but we're understanding that we're facing some of these challenges. When these assets want to come on chain, they need flexibility, they need liquidity, and it needs to be interoperable across these chains. So how are we solving for that in the XRP Ledger ecosystem? We're doing this on a two-pronged approach. We have the XRP Ledger mainnet, which we know and love. That's obviously our core bread and butter. And it runs on XRPL consensus. It uses XRP as a native gas token, and we maintain the RippleD client. The second one, which I think is probably more exciting for the audience here, is the XRP Ledger EVM sidechain. It uses the XRP the XRP asset as a native gas token, which brings XRP as a 130 billion market cap token. It's blue chip, it's highly available across crypto, and it brings that with the flexibility of the Ethereum OS. And we chose to use a Cosmos stack because we believed it unlocks a high degree of programmability and flexibility. With Axelar, that's unlocking interoperability across 80 plus chains, which I think is really important because the XRP Ledger has basically been an island and unknown to the rest of crypto for over 13 years. And we've also got other interoperability partners coming soon. So Wormhole will be next. There may even be more. And I think this is sending a message to the market that XRP and the XRPL has for long been an island away from the rest of crypto. I think we want to come and be a part of and be on the table with you guys and really build for the future of financial institutions. And we're positioned very well in the market for that. As I say, I think this is going to be a really powerful unlock because it brings XRP and the XRPL closer to the Ethereum ecosystem and the composability and interoperability that it provides.
So yeah, I mean, listen, when we think about how big of an unlock the XRP Ledger EVM sidechain actually was and is, I think this perfectly describes it, right? We now have a connection to almost every single major chain out there, and we do see more and more added to the list. Axelar is the main player here behind all of this, by the way. If you do hold XRP, I do think that you should be looking into some Axelar just to have some in the portfolio because it is supporting this move. But this definitely is a rocket ship taken off. I mean, listen, it's huge for the XRP Ledger. We can clearly see that by the demand here and even by the TVL. And it's just the beginning. And by the way, a lot of the projects that are added to the XRP Ledger EVM sidechain, we are starting to see more and more of them piling in. You could actually explore the EVM sidechain ecosystem by going to ecosystem.xrplevm.org. And you'll be met with this image. Now you can actually look and, click on any of these to really kind of see what the project is. Some of these are just, either DEXs, providers for the actual ecosystem, or core pieces. Like for an example, we have Cosmos, Axelar down here, and a few other ones. But, for the most part, we're starting to see this list get more and more stacked. And we also see more and more players announcing that they're building on the XRP Ledger EVM sidechain. For an example, ZNS Connect just announced that they're live on the XRP Ledger EVM sidechain explorer. ZNS is bringing human readable domains to RippleXDev and Peersys, now officially listed on the XRP Ledger EVM sidechain explorer. And even though some of these projects, they might not be as big. I mean, this one is 125,000 plus followers. They are massive, but some of these projects are not that big either. Like Stacks, for an example. Stacks has 198 followers, but they continue to launch more and more products on the XRP Ledger now because of this EVM sidechain. The world's first cross-chain predictions market built on the XRP Ledger EVM sidechain. Sui, Solana, and announcing Avalanche beta test or beta launch coming soon. And again, this is just more projects to add to this ecosystem. I do think that at some point in time, we will be looking at this ecosystem, and there's going to be probably about 1,000+ projects on this ecosystem alone. And it's all because of the smart contracts, the demand around this. Because again, all of these smart contracts, they could lead to, more use cases. It could lead to new projects. We don't know what these smart contracts actually entail, but again, it shows you how much overall demand there is behind the XRPL EVM. And also we saw Range announce as well that the XRP Ledger EVM is here, and Range is powering its security and intelligence layer, cross-chain analytics, network and asset dashboard, real-time alerts, flow of funds tracing, API first tolling for devs as well. And then Pierce's Technology did say that the Cosmos ecosystem is increasingly asking for XRP thanks to the new XRP Ledger EVM. The XRP USDC pools get constantly unbalanced as people keep buying XRP on Cosmos, a good opportunity to bridge your XRP and provide liquidity to top pools like Osmosis Zone and Elis Network. So, yeah, listen, the overall ecosystem, DeFi to, more use cases to even TVL on the XRP Ledger, all of this is starting to expand rapidly. We love to see this. This is extremely exciting. It's historical for XRP as well because, before this, it was basically just the XRPL, no connections, no interoperability between other chains. And that's why even Luke is saying this is a rocket ship taking off to the moon, because this is immediately unlocking the XRP Ledger access to all of these other chains. I believe Axelar has connections to like 80+ chains. And, Axelar is the core piece behind all of this. We have here live now, Axelar is the core platform linking XRP Ledger, the new XRP Ledger EVM Plus, the native XRP token to the world. And I believe in this, they actually tell us how many connections they have. I believe they do, at least. Maybe I'm wrong. But I believe it's like about 80. The last time that I was checking, it was about 80 or so. I think if we actually go to the list over here, we can just go to Axelar's website under core. So if we go to the solutions, I believe it was actually maybe the about section for Axelar. So the ecosystem here. So this shows us all the selected chains down here. And I believe that there is, so it's saying 60+, but if we go to Axelar scan, there is currently speaking, let's see, I just want to make sure that we have the right number here. 81. So 81 connected chains. We could see all of them on this list. Extremely prominent names in this space. Everyone knows these networks: Ethereum, Polygon, BNB, for an example, Phantom, Arbitrum, Osmosis, Base, BNB chain itself, which we already talked about. But this just goes to show you the transactions and the volume itself. And of course, in terms of the volume, over $11.8 billion in cross-chain activity, $1.04 billion in TVL. So Axelar is a very large giant, and 81 chains are now connected to the XRP Ledger through the XRP Ledger EVM, because Axelar is one of the key players behind all of this. In fact, they are the core, platform linking system behind this. So again, very exciting stuff. 81 chains connected, smart contracts going absolutely insane, TVL going insane as well. And it's at a perfect time because altcoins are now starting to wake up around crypto, and XRP has been brewing for a much larger move, clearly on the chart, especially against Bitcoin. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe, set notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.